Hi guys, I'm Jonny and today I am going to show you how to make a very delicious monkey bread. This recipe was requested like about a month ago by one of my viewers, Brianna, and I'm so excited to share the recipe with you because this is so good. Like every time I make this, I find myself eating almost the entire thing by myself, and then a few minutes later I feel regret, but hey, you only live once. This is so good, guys. I know you will love it, and we are making our dough from scratch, so it's even better. So let's get started. So guys, these are the ingredients that you will need to make the dough. So in this bowl, I have some all-purpose flour, granulated sugar, active dry yeast, and salt. You're gonna need 1 egg, whole milk, and butter. So that is it. And the first thing that I'm going to do now is just put my butter, not my butter, well, I'm gonna melt the butter, but at this point I am going to heat up the milk in the microwave so it gets nice and warm, and also melt your butter. So I have melted my butter and my milk is nice and warm, and what I'm going to do is that I'm going to mix all my dry ingredients together. We are going to make this in our stand mixer. But first I would like to mix these ingredients together a little bit. Now that I have placed my dry ingredients into the bowl, my stand mixer fitted with the dough hook attached, I am going to go ahead and add my milk that is warm. I'm going to add my melted butter, and I'm going to add 1 egg, my egg. And I'm going to mix this on low for 2 minutes. It's important that you mix this like on low for 2 minutes because we want to give the chance for the yeast to activate. So I'm gonna mix it on low for 2 minutes, and then I'll show you what to do next. So I have my dough here mixing for 2 minutes, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to crank up the speed like to medium, and I'm gonna mix this until the dough is nice and smooth. That would take probably 5 minutes. So after that, I'll show you what to do next. My dough is nice and smooth, and here I have my bowl, and I'm going to add some oil. We're going to let it rest here. I'm going to add some oil here, and I'm going to coat the entire bowl. And I think I added way too much oil. I'm just gonna take some out. So yeah, and then I'm gonna place my dough in there. I have it right here. It is nice and smooth. I love when my doughs look like this. It's so smooth. You know you're gonna have some good results. So just place it in there. Give it a mix. Make sure it coats the bowl. The oil coats the entire dough, because that way it won't dry out. So just place it in there, and I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, and we're going to place it somewhere warm for 1 hour to 1 hour and a half, or until it doubles inside. This can take up to 2 hours. It just depends on your environment. The warmer or the hotter the place is, the better, and it will take less time for this to rise. So I'll show you what to do next after that. While the dough is proving, we're going to get started in our caramel sauce. So here I have a saucepan over medium heat, and I'm going to go ahead and add my butter, my brown sugar, and my cream, and I'm going to let that cook there until the butter is melted and the sugar is dissolved over medium heat. And after that, your sauce is ready, and set it aside until you're ready to use it. So guys, I have my dough here, and it took 2 hours to double in size. Maybe not double in size, but it's actually bigger than the original size, and that's what you want. So I have it on my flour surface. I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on top, and I'm going to deflate it. I'm going to punch it, take all those air out. And what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut it with my knife into strips. So once you cut it like this, vertical, I guess this is vertical, not horizontal, I'm going to cut them like this, just like this, into shapes like this, just like this. It doesn't really matter the size, it really don't matter. After that, you're going to put it in cinnamon sugar, and I'll show you what to do next. So I have half of my dough here in this cinnamon sugar mixture that I have here, and I'm just going to coat them together in my cinnamon sugar. Once I coat them, you will transfer it into your pan that you're going to bake this. I'm using a bun pan here that I'm going to bake my monkey bread, but if you don't have a bun pan, you can use a cake pan. I have used a cake pan before and it works wonderful. You can use a spring form pan, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to add half of my caramels in there, and the reason my caramel looks like really dark like this, it is because I'm using dark brown sugar, so don't get scared, it tastes wonderful. So I place half of my caramel in there. I'm gonna go ahead and add my dough, scatter them all in there. So to recap on what I did, I put half of my caramel sauce on the bottom, I put half of my dough that I dusted in cinnamon sugar, and now I am going to add a little bit more caramel sauce on top to coat this bad boys. And I'm going to finish it up with the rest of the dough that I coated in the cinnamon sugar. And that is it. This doesn't get any easier than this. So what I'm going to do after I coat everything, I am going to cover this with some plastic wrap, and I'm going to let it rest, to let it rise again for about 30 minutes. And after that, we are ready to bake this. My dough proved a little bit, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the paper, and I'm going to bake this at a 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius for, I would say, 38 to 40 minutes. I don't know, my oven is a little bipolar and sometimes it only takes 35 minutes, but last time when I made it, it took me 40 minutes, so that's the time I'm gonna give right now. So I'll show you what it looks after it comes out of the oven. I'm so excited for this. It smells freaking good. So gooey, rich, heaven, what I truly want. You need to try this. You need to try this. I'm not gonna say much, just to say that I'm going to go on a bench on this, regret it later, and I don't know what to say. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.